What's up, Cappy Crew? So there has been so much talk about power creep in One Piece trading card game, and how OP-13 just completely changes the meta entirely. They're like, oh my gosh, that Ace, he's such a pain in the butt. He's like impossible to beat. Emu, absolutely crazy deck, and that is one crazy freaking deck. The new Roger is so strong, but people have even been talking about how interesting the Jewelry Bonnie is and how they're excited for the new Egghead starter deck that comes out later. But I have not heard almost anybody talk about this Red Green Luffy. This is the new Luffy card, and maybe it's because there's a bajillion Luffy leaders in the game, but this one is very, very interesting. So I have made this deck profile, and I'm really excited to share it with you all. Let's go ahead and jump into my OP-13 deck profile for Red Green Luffy. So it starts off with Luffy, our leader himself, using the red and the green cards. Dawn ×1 on your opponent's attack. If you have 5 or less active Dawn cards on your field, you may rest any number of your active Dawn cards. Up to one of your leader or Straw Hat crew type characters gains 2,000 power for each Dawn that was rested by the effect. And that is not once per turn, friends. That is just on opponent's attack. So what we have run here is a lot of stuff that restands Dawn, and then you can basically use that as free 2k counters for not only your leader, but a lot of Straw Hat crew characters. So we are playing quite a few Straw Hat crew characters in this deck, and trying to restand as much Dawn as possible. And that is basically the entire goal of the deck. Let's get into the support cards. First off, this Searcher, Monkey.D.Luffy, brand new for OP-13, and is absolutely cracked. If your leader is Monkey.D.Luffy, Sabo, or Portgas D Ace, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with a cost of 3 or more, and add it to your hand. Then put the rest at the bottom. So, it does not need to be a specific type of card. It does not need to be, it can even be events. You can search up just about everything with this card. In this particular deck profile, the only things it can't search up are Rad Beam, Dead Man's Game, and Sanji, this 2-cost Sanji. It can search up everything else. Absolutely crazy. You end up finding what you need a whole lot, and so because of that, I felt a little bit more freedom to kind of use a little bit less on my ratios, not have to go 4 of on everything. So let's get started on the rest. Here we got Sanji, 2-cost, 3k power, 2k counter. With the on play, choose up to one of your Straw Hat crew type characters with a power of 6,000 or more, and then during the turn your opponent may not activate blocker when that character attacks. So this is just a solid 2k in general. That's, you know, a Straw Hat crew character, but this on play is very, very good with the Monkey.D.Luffy double attack card, because you can really get him like that, and it's also really good with the Rover Zoro boss card. Super solid card. Next, we have 2 copies of the 3-cost Sanji from OP-10 with the, you know, this turn the character gains 3,000 power, and then on KO draw a card. This is mostly a combo piece for this Monkey.D.Luffy, but it's still a good card in and of itself, especially if you don't have like a really solid like 3 Dawn play. The only other 3 Dawn play that you have is this Jewelry Bonnie, but we'll talk about her later. So this is kind of just to give you some extra 3 Dawn play and something else to cheat out with the Monkey.D.Luffy. This is the Tony Toon Chopper. You know him, you love him. 4-cost, 4k, counter 2,000 with a blocker, and on opponent's a turn, he gains 2,000 power. So he's basically a 4/6 blocker. A really solid card, amazing 2k, and you can cheat him out with the Monkey.D.Luffy. So that's crazy to establish 2 blockers on the field for 7 Dawn, and they're strong blockers too. 7 and 6, wild stuff. Next, we got 2 copies of the Monkey.D.Luffy ST21 Rush card, who gives a leader or one of your characters 1 rested Dawn. I thought that this was pretty good to include, because you need the rested Dawn, or a Dawn on your leader to work. So like the play line is you have the Jewelry Bonnie on the field, at 3 Dawn, and then at 5 Dawn, if you don't get a Cavendish or like a Sanji, you have something else that can just place that Dawn onto your leader. You can swing in 6/6, and then when they swing back into you, you can use the Jewelry Bonnie to restand, and you already have a Dawn on your leader. And so that is pretty solid to work, but is it super necessary in the deck? Maybe not. I do like having just another rush character too, specifically in specific end game scenarios. Perhaps I don't have another Straw Hat crew character. I can drop this Luffy, I can drop the Sanji and end the game. Really solid. Now this card, the PRBO2 Jewelry Bonnie, is so freaking good in this deck. Unfortunate that's probably like $8 right now, but it's solid. 3 cost, 3k counter, 1000 counter, and it's got blocker, and on your opponent's attack, set up to 1 of your Dawn cards is active. So this is really good in Bonnie, particularly because of how it works, but it's also really good in this deck because it basically gives you a free 2k every single time, or just 3k. If you can establish this and have a Dawn on your leader, so you really want to go second so that you can drop this and put a Dawn on your leader on your 4 Dawn turn, and then when they attack in, you basically go up to 7 for free. Amazing card. Very, very good. The only downside is you can't cheat it out with this Luffy. That's the only downside. Otherwise, it's great. This is the Roronoa Zoro from OP-13. On play, if your leader has a film or Straw Hat crew type, set up to 2 Dawn cards as active, and then at the end of your turn, you get set the character as active. This is a very solid thing to cheat out with the Monkey.D.Luffy, but being able to play it at 4 and then have 2 Dawn cards as active means that you put 1 on your Luffy, swing in for 6, and then you still have 1 up for the free counter. Incredible. Very, very good. Next, we have the PRBO2 Zoro. This is a 2k counter, so this is the 3rd one that we have in our deck, so we run 12. 4 cost, 4k, and on opponent's turn, if this character will be rested by your opponent's effects, you can rest one of your other characters instead, which is pretty solid, and it has blocker. So it's really good at the end of the game, I think, when your opponent is trying to like Deadman's Game you or Hody Jones this character. Instead, you do something that they can't swing into. It's pretty good. That's a really solid card. Next, we have Cavendish. Oh, also, this can be cheated out with Monkey.D.Luffy. Crazy, crazy. Next, we have Cavendish. Self-explanatory. On play when attacking, your leader is a supernova type, which we are. Then you get to put 2 more Dawn as active. Very solid. Very, very solid card. And it's 5 costs, 6k. It swings pretty good too. Next we have Sanji. This one is pretty sweet. On play, set up to 2 of your Dawn cards as active. So you basically cheat him out for 3 Dawn, and then at the end of the turn, you get to set up to another Dawn as active, and that's every single turn at the end of your turn. So if you can keep him on the field, you're getting free Dawn every single turn, and that is super duper solid. I love this guy. I love defending this guy. He's super easy to defend with your ability. It basically sets itself up. Really solid to include. Next, we have the 6 cost 7k secret Monkey.D.Luffy with double attack. On play, if your leader is multicolored, which we are, set up to 4 of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot play character cards with a base cost of 5 or more during this turn. So the 4 thing kind of messes it up a little, or like you have to do 4 or less. So you can still play your blockers if you have to with the Dawn that you stand back up. But it's mostly, I would mostly just use it to, if you play this card, you attach 1, and then you have a bunch of Dawn to defend stuff with. Very solid card though, and it really does pair well with this Sanji because you can just swing in for double attack, and that can crush your opponent if they're not ready for it. Next up, we got 3 copies of this Monkey.D.Luffy. 7 cost, 7k blocker with the on play with the 1 film or Straw Hat crew type, with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So super duper solid card. Absolutely love it. It can cheat out anything on the bottom end, but particularly this blocker, this Zoro. So you can play out this card, which then is a 7-cost 7K blocker, which then cheats out this card, which then sets up to 2 of your Dawn cards as active. So really, for 5 Dawn, you established a blocker and another body. It's ridiculous. So good. Next we have Mihawk, which kind of does the same thing as this, but manually. Like, you can set up to 4 Dawn as active, and then you can play out a Zoro, you can play out another Zoro. But really, I think with the good thing about this, though, is that it gives you the flexibility of how to use the Dawn. But just to have another huge blocker is super solid, especially when you're trying to defend for your boss monster, which is so good. This Roronoa Zoro works great in this deck because you can plop him onto the field, and then, oh no, he got Hody Jonesed. Well, you know, get rad beamed or something. Like, you still have some available tools to defend him, and you've already set up so many different blockers that if you can get him to stay on the field, you can basically win the game the next turn. Very, very solid, and run 2 copies of him because you want to see him. You want to see him. And then on to our events, we have Rad Beam, 2 copies of Rad Beam, which if you don't know what it does, you can rest 1 Dawn. It's a counter event, and your leader gets up to one of your characters gains 2,000 power for the battle, but if you got 2 or less life cards, then they gain 4,000. So this can, at its lowest, it is another, like, you know, basically using the ability, but at its highest, it's basically like 2. So it's really, really good. Next, we have Mole Pistol, and Mole Pistol is really just solid in order to just try to remove some blockers that you want to get around, or some annoying cards. There's not a whole lot of interactivity when it comes to removal in the game right now, which kind of sucks, but I still run 2. It's just so good of a card that when you do need it and you have it, it's awesome. Like, you can play out the Mihawk and then still Mole Pistol is crazy work. Yeah, it's good. And then obviously Demon Aura 9-sword style Ashura Blades drawn Dead Man's Game. This is such a good card. It's Hody light. We don't run Hody in this list. I tried it a little bit, but it just kind of felt bad. But Demon Aura 9-sword style Ashura Blades drawn Dead Man's Game, it never feels bad. Just for like 4 Dawn, resting up to 2 of your opponent's characters for Dawn cards is so good because you can just like skirt around blockers. You can get rid of those pesky counter events against blue-purple Luffy, and yeah, and using the counter to jump up to 3,000 power. Super solid and has saved my butt quite a few times. Overall, this is the list that we are running, and I think this Luffy is right up there with the big dogs and deserves to be talked about. Specifically along, I don't know about Ace is huge and so is Emu, but this card, this is a good leader, friends, and I could be convinced to run it in OP-13. We'll see. If you go ahead and check it out in action with the games to follow. All right, so in this game we're going up against Red Blue Ace. This is one of the premier leaders of OP-13, so I'm hoping that we can do some work against this guy. This opening hand is not bad. I like seeing Zoro and Cavendish and Sanji, but we don't see... we have a 3 on turn 2, actually. Maybe we go ahead and keep. Let's just keep and pass. We don't see the Garp, but that's okay. That's really our only 1 Dawn play anyway, and he's running the Garp too. Ew, it looks like he has the new Marco, so there's that. We're gonna go ahead and go to our turn, and we pulled the Jewelry Bonnie, which is good news for us. Now, unfortunately, we can't even really attack Ace this turn, so we're just gonna play out the Jewelry Bonnie and pass. Being that he's a 6K leader, it doesn't even make sense for us to swing. We don't gain it. Nothing happens. We don't gain anything. We don't lose anything either, thankfully, but whatever. Doesn't quite matter there. So let's see what happens now here. He's probably going to play out the Marco and then swing in for 6 is what my guess would be. And if he does, we're just going to eat that. I think that is just fine. Okay, we pull out our secret from life, and of course he does, in fact, play the Marco. Here I think the best play might be Sanji. Let's do Sanji, and then we swing in for... we'll swing in for 6. Because swinging in for 7, swinging in for 6, the only difference is a 2k versus a 1k. Either one just gets 1 card out of hand, and he might even block this to draw 2 extra cards, but with his thing, he'll draw 3 cards. So yeah, he's pretty lit in the card department now. But we can jump up to 9 now with this Sanji ability, and so we should be able to get out of this for sure. We're going to go ahead and do that. And yes, we'll pick the ones we need. And just like that, we're out of the attack. He's going to play another Garp, and what's he searching up? Ooh, the 10-cost Newgate. That's a banger card, specifically in this deck, too. Here, I think we can play out our Monkey.D.Luffy and restand all of this done. And maybe go in for 8. Let's do that. 8 is 2 above base, so we're demanding 2 cards each this time. Which is pretty solid. Pretty solid here. He goes ahead and takes 1 life. Of course, he draws a card. So he is absolutely... He's got 12 cards in hand. Oh my gosh. Gonna pitch the Newgate. That means he's got multiple. If he's pitching out Newgate, it means he's got more than 1. We're gonna stand this Don, and then on opponent's attack, we can stand another one. We'll probably only take 1 life this turn here. We could maybe use our Tony Chopper in our hand. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 8k swings. Let's go ahead and use this to stand it up, and we will get out 1 like that. This, and then get out of 1 like this. So we didn't end up taking a life. We did have to pitch the Chopper, but I think that's fine. Although the Chopper would have been nice to play with this Luffy, that's for sure. I think that the goal here, though, is let's go ahead and we're at 9 Dawn. We should play out our Zoro. Just get him on the field, and then because he's intimidating, that is going to be a lot of cards out of hand, blockers out of the field. That'll be hardcore stuff, but we are kind of delaying ourselves for a turn. We can only really attack in with our friends here. We're going to try and eliminate a swing by swinging into Yamato. Maybe he'll just let it go. Okay, he uses the Ace ability and pitches an Issho. Swing in here for 7. There's no way. He's going to give us a 2k. I'm certain of it. Now, sometimes Ace doesn't run as many 2k since you have your leader ability where you can kind of just like pretend anything's a 2k. He does have this Otama though. And so we're going to play out this and restand a Dawn. So hopefully he doesn't have Divine Departure or I don't know, anything that can hit this. Instead he opts for the Tax Beard, which that's pretty smart. Because yeah, that means that we would have to give up 2 cards to attack in. And that is basically undoable. Cannot be doing that. Hopefully we pull maybe a one of these. This Roronoa Zoro, so I can play out just Monkey.D.Luffy, play out that, and kind of get ready to try and survive another turn. Oh, he's gonna... Oh, shoot. That's kind of wild. We'll go ahead and block with Bonnie. We'll block with Bonnie on that one. Because we could pitch the Sanjis. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and play out these. We have this. We'll attach one here. And, now, who do we attack is the question here. Because maybe we attack Yamato. I think that was the call. It sucks getting rid of those Sanjis. Maybe we should have gotten rid of the Luffy. Luffy's a brick too. It sucks doing that, but we still have to put up some sort of pressure. And we get out a couple of 2Ks, so that's not bad. Or at least got rid of a pudding in a 2K. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind pudding right now, Ace, that would be ideal. That'd be ideal for me, actually. Yeah, this is very dangerous. I'm gonna go ahead and eat it, but we can't drop down to 1 life. We cannot drop down to 1 life because dropping down to 1 life means that means they can play out Ace, or not Ace, but Roger. Okay, they did not end up playing the Roger, so it's fine to drop down to 1 life. Probably still shouldn't do it though. We'll just jump. Go. And I doubt they swing with Newgate this time. They're probably scared. They don't have the tax beard to hide behind. So Zoro can go bananas. And I think that we let him. I think we just let him. He needs 3 to operate. So let's try and get a swing in with everyone. We will do this. Swing in for 6. Try and take something. Okay, we're going to swing in for 6. We'll swing in for 8 with double attack. We gotta leave 3 up here. At least. He's playing out a lot of stuff. Oh, he uses the blocker. Oh, he used the blocker. Well, we'll just swing in for 7, and we'll load up our Zoro. It's another rad beam. Swing in for 7 with Luffy. Takes the life. Now we start cooking. Attack. Use card action. Attack. Another rad beam. And we win just like that. We have taken him out. See, he had that Roger in hand. He had a lot of events. Basically very bricked up towards the end. Yeah, all bricks at the end. A good game to my opponent. Well played. But that is the strength of this Monkey.D.Luffy. He can go toe to toe. You just have to know exactly how to do it. All right, we're going up against the Biddy Man. We're gonna go second here. We have a 4-down and a 6-down play. We'll keep. Why not? We don't see our top end, but we can, if we don't draw into them, we can search with them with the Garp if we draw into that. So it should be fine. We pull this Jewelry Bonnie, which is good. And we're just going to attach Dawn, turning this into a 2K, and just passing. See what he has in store for us here, this Issho. Yeah, so he's going to swing in, and we're just going to pick a Dawn and go up to 7. And then what's he going to play here? A Tashigi. So nice little cost reduction there. Here we're going to go ahead and do this. I probably should have attached one and swung first. Luckily, we didn't get a trigger there. And so our Jewelry Bunny gets to stay on the field. When they swing in, the Jewelry Bunny is so good. It sets up to one of your Dawn cards as active. So you can set it up to active, and then you can use it. It's really, really sweet combo between this Jewelry Bunny and this Luffy here. It looks like, though, that Jewelry Bonnie is not long for this world. They're already starting to cost reduce. See, they can rest Tashigi to get her to 0. But there's a Kobe, and yep, they're going to play the Kobe and kill it. Unfortunate that. Now, he does have to trash a card from hand to use the Kobe, but that's okay. I say we have multiple Sanjis in hand. We will just discard one and let it slide. Here, I think that the best play is to go ahead and play out Monkey.D.Luffy, then play out Zoro. Oh, forgot, that's the wrong Zoro. That's the blocker Zoro. That's fine though. We like blockers. We like blockers, and we still have plenty of 2Ks. I do like this Sanji though, because if he was to establish the, like, for instance, the Sengoku with 7 Dawn here, then we can play out the Sanji and then go in for the double attack, because we know if he plays out the Sengoku, he's only gonna have like 3 cards in hand. So what? Yeah, we can swing in for basically 9 and just crush him. Is it another Kobe? Is he pulling something from the trash that'll kill it? What's he doing? Ah, no, not the Rob Bellucci. Hate that guy. Oh my goodness. It looks like he goofed it, maybe? No. Okay. So, I think we just go in for the double attack. We can KO this Ripper with Mulgun, and then swing in for a Brickton. We swing in for 9. He can't block. That's 2 attacks. Yeah. That's definitely what we're gonna do. Boop, boop. Swing in for 9. Yeah, that's double attack. And then we will go ahead and swing in for 6. There we go. We got him on the ropes already. That was just our 8 Dawn turn. We got Roronoa Zoro coming down next. It's going to be pretty dicey if they can't eliminate some of our guys here. It looks like they're going to focus on this Monkey.D.Luffy, this Secret Luffy. Now, people aren't super in love with Secret Luffy, but I think he's pretty lit. I definitely think that he definitely belongs in this deck, but I could see him in other green multicolored decks too. Maybe like Red Green Smoker. Red Green Smoker does love to restand a lot of Dawn, and it will pop Red Green Smoker. So maybe something like that. That could be an option, but you know, we shall see. We shall see. Here, I think we eat it because I'd like to keep Here. Go ahead and do this now. I'd like to keep this Sanji to combo with this Zoro. If we can make it so that he cannot block that Zoro, that would be absolutely insane. So we are going to just we'll swing in for 5. Yeah, swing in for 5 and then play out the Zoro and see if he has a response. And I have 2 rad beams in hand, so I could at least go to, I'll probably take a hit and then jump to 9k with the next one. But I don't think, unless he's extremely good at math, could he take the game from me right now. Just splitting across the board. And I don't think the Issho has something that can actually hit this, unless it's like Stussy. Perhaps Stussy can hit this. But 9 cost is hard to deal with. Maybe a Kaido too. You have this and this, bringing it down to 7. But then you have to play out the 9 cost Kaido, so that doesn't actually hit. And it's just an on play. Maybe you could attack in with Brook. I think maybe you could attack in with Brook and then play the Kaido. Or do Marineford and then Kaido it. But man, doesn't look very good for opponent here. Okay, another Cavendish. We have another Cavendish. Now, I took that to purposely go down to 2 life because now my Rad Beam is stronger. Okay. There we go. Does he actually have something that can kill it? I'm curious. We're just going to go ahead and play out the Rad Beam and get out of that attack. We have 4k counter in hand, but I'd prefer not to use the Sanji. If we can keep the Sanji in hand and keep Zoro alive, we win this game. Just easy as that. Easy as that. I don't want to be battle mathed out here, though. I don't think I will. We just pulled another 2k. We'll be fine. We will be okay. They can only swing in for 4. So, yeah, we'll just give you a 2k. And we'll eat this one. And I think that was about all she had in the tank. So here's what the plan is. Yeah. Play out Sanji, make him unblockable. Keep this many up. And there is no way on God's green earth you're getting out of this. Good game to my opponent, GG. Yeah, he had the Kuzan in hand. I figured he had something, but he didn't have anything quite big enough to kill this. I think the only thing that would have done it is a Stussy or a Kaido, and so he could have swung in with Brook, and then also done the yeah, or as he says here too, should have kept my Tashigi for a few turns ago. If he would have had the Tashigi, then he could -2 to bring it down to 7, and then do Marineford, then do Brook, bringing it down to 5, then playing out the Kuzan. Unfortunately, he got rid of the Tashigi, and he ate it for that. So good game to my opponent. GG's. All right, we're going up against Zoro. We're gonna pick second, mostly just to keep it away from him. And we have a nice 4-Don turn and a 6-Don turn. We got a lot of 2Ks, but no searchers. This is kind of tricky. I think we mulligan. Yeah, this is better. Got the Bonnie, Cavendish, Sanji, another 2K, and an event. I think that's a lot more solid there. We go second, so excellent. He didn't have a Perona or a Hiyori to bust out. We're just gonna attach a Dawn and pass, because now we can use this Dawn as a free 2K since we went ahead and attached that. And so I know for a fact we can get out of whatever he decides to swing at us because he played the Hiyori. What's he gonna search up here? He hasn't decided yet. But he can search up slash cards or green event cards. So he's going to draw the Luffy as the man who will become the king of the pirates, the restand event, and I'm sure he's going to swing in for 6. Unless he decides against it and he wants to keep this Dawn open for a DMG or something. But he should know that I'm just going to swing at a Hiyori anyway. Okay, he decides not to swing, which is probably pretty smart, honestly. So here, gonna attach Dawn, swing at a Hiyori. You cannot be searching with that girl for every single turn. I will not allow it. It's just illegal. And then we're gonna play out the Jewelry Bonnie, so we can restand a Dawn and still go up to 7. And we got a blocker. Here though, I would be shocked. Like Tashigi is very, very likely. Maybe they don't have one. They're still searching. They can't play Kuina out yet either. They're going to play a blocker and swing. But he also probably knows that it is useless to swing against me for 6. I will continue to get out. Okay, he does not realize that, so we're just going to boop, and then boop, and then dun, dun, dun. And we're out. Just like that. Easy money. Easy money. That combo is so good. Have both of them. Baby Jewelry Bonnie and Luffy. They're just perfect for each other. Here, I think we keep Cavendish in hand because he does something similar to Sanji anyway. But Sanji's a brick, so we kind of want to get rid of him as fast as possible. We just want to say bye to that guy. Bye, bye, bye. Unfortunately, we can't play the other one yet. I think we just swing him for 6. I wonder if he's gonna block, or if he's just gonna let it go, pretend and make it's like a pseudo blocker. Not a big deal. Okay, he is gonna let it go, which is good for us though too, because I wanted to have plenty of Dawn to counter out of a massive swing, because you gotta just assume, right, that a Tashigi is coming. No Tashigis yet. Okay, it plays out another blocker. Another blocker. Interesting. Oh my gosh, he really has nothing. Playing the Hachan is wild work, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to just play out another Sanji. We don't have like the Mihawk or the Luffy that cheats out another body. Is our 8 Dawn turn, so we can't play out Zoro yet either. But next turn, Zoro is coming, and he wants blood. All right, so I feel perfectly fine being able to play extremely aggressive here. I think because now at the end of the turn we get to set it up to 2 as active, so we got plenty to work with. So I think that we do just swing in for 9. And now that we have these 3 rested Dawn, all of these will become active. And so luckily that still keeps the 5 or less available here, but we can always use Dead Man's Game to also do that. So now we have 4 active Dawn, which is so much counter. Like, try and swing into Sanji, my guy. Try to. I dare ya. I dare ya. Now, we have not pressured his life very much at all, but we have done a pretty good job of keeping his board clear. Now let's see what he decides to do here. A Tashigi, perhaps? There's no way he has Tashigi. He would have played it already. He would have played the Tashigi already. I know he doesn't have it. And maybe he just goes in like 9-9. Maybe. Swinging for 7? Bro, what the frick is that? Okay, we'll go up to 9. That's curious. That, my friends, is pretty curious. Maybe a Tashigi? What's he thinking? What's he thinking? I know he just swung 7 because it was 2 above. Like, that's like the basic thing that you do. But you can't do that against this leader. This leader is like a brick wall. You freaking... Oh, no. No, Zoro, no, dude. We go up to 9. He must be hurting for plays. He must have nothing in hand. That sucks. That feels bad, but is good for us. So here's what we're gonna do. We are huge. We're gonna go ahead and play out this Zoro. We're gonna swing in for 6. We're gonna swing in for 7. We're gonna swing in for 7. We're gonna activate 2 more Dawn and protect our homies. And try and bait him to take life. We'll probably even block out for our Sanjis here. Because he counters and then still takes a life? Interesting. Very interesting. He must have not realized that I attached a Dawn there. That had to have been it. Oh no, and then he quits. He decides to quit out. I wonder if he was even playing Tashigis. I don't see any sort of Tashigis in there. Very interesting build there. But good game to my opponent, GG's. Okay, so I figured out you can kind of look through their deck by doing this, and he did have Tashigis in there. He did have some Tashigis in there. This is a very like East Blue build, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if I've seen that before. But no, Tashigis and Mihawk were in there, so that's a real Zoro build. But very interesting, and he just didn't see what he needed to see the whole time. That sucks. Yo, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I appreciate you so much. Special shout out to you. Yes, you. Double shout out if you like the video. Triple shout out if this is your first time and you are subscribing because of it. You're the best. As a reward, I have put something in the description that I have built and I think that you might enjoy. It is my personal local tracker, and what this does is I take brief notes on my local games, like if I won dice roll, if I won the game, what round was it, who was my opponent's deck, my deck, anything that I can basically gather data from, and I have put it into this little spreadsheet, and the template is down below for you to use. And at the bottom, it will track your win percentage, depending upon the filter that you choose. So if I want to know what my win percentage is at a certain store or against a certain opponent with a certain deck against a certain deck, I have all the data collected right there, and it's very easy to use. You can just put in your own data, and that I made that for you. Happy birthday. Also, if you want to buy some cards from me, my TCG player is down below. I mostly am selling commons, but I have some SRs and stuff in there too. But anything that y'all do for that I appreciate that. It means a lot. Otherwise, I want you to remember to swing tall, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces. Love you.